The more you ignore your inner peace, the more you channel your inner self-sabotage. What's up, YouTube? I'm walking in the hills of Stara Lubovna today, and it still feels strange to pick up the camera and record, but we do it anyways because we have impact to leave and we have connections to create. The point of today's video is to talk a bit more about self-sabotage because my Instagram DMs have been filling up recently with new followers mentioning that that's a big issue they're facing. I thought, you know what, why not address it in a bit more of a long form video and help them elaborate on some of those thoughts. I've had coaching calls with similar clients that face certain similarities there, and I've also gone through it myself where, you know, in my life when it came to self-sabotage, so many things would always be unprovoked, yet I just drove myself into the ground. Say, for example, when I had my first breakup, right? It was totally self-sabotage because she broke up with me because I didn't know any better. That caused me to lash out and blame, hate the person that she ended up going for, hated myself because I felt like I wasn't worth it. You know, maybe I wasn't worthy of her. Was I ever deserving of her in the first place? All these thoughts that self-sabotage the next 4 months of my life. And isn't that just not worth it in hindsight? People always say hindsight is 20/20, but if there was a simple key to, you know what, you're in a relationship right now that's going fantastic, but God forbid or universe forbid something goes wrong. You watch a video like this right now, and man or woman, you know, you can take accountability for things that are your fault, that you could have done better. But after that, that person might have just been going off on their journey regardless. Maybe you're past the line for a certain amount of time, and after that, you went separate ways. It just didn't work out. But just because it didn't work out doesn't mean that you need to sacrifice the next 4 to 5 months of your life self-sabotaging anybody else who comes into your life, either as a friend to console you or potentially even another partner. Now, in terms of the clients and what they've mentioned to me, it's been various things, but one that definitely stands out is self-sabotage within their businesses. See, entrepreneurs like ourselves, we do a great job of creating everything easy-go-lucky for our clients, but we always put ourselves on the back burner. So when I talk to the business owners straight up, they always say to me, man, my schedule is so busy. I've got no available time left for myself. Man, my wife and kids haven't seen me in so long. And shit like this where you're almost listening to it and thinking, man, you pour everything you have into your clients, but how do you expect to keep showing up as the best version of you for them if you don't even show up as the best version of you for yourself, let alone your family? You need to take yourself back to the basics, back to the earlier stages where you were fucking selfish with your time, where it mattered the most to you because you knew it created the best version of you for someone else. And then through that energy, you built habits, a routine, a systemic structure that identified you as that person. So that when life threw you the curveballs, you didn't self-sabotage. You kept swinging, and you didn't swing and miss. You hit the odd one out of the park. But for whatever reason, you've reached this point in your career, in your business, where you think it's time to take the foot off the gas. And in life, you take the foot off the gas in your relationship, in your friendships, even in your own constant self-love for yourself. In a day and age where there's so much hate and negativity online, especially through social media, if you don't prioritize your own peace, you will continue to self-sabotage your time inevitably. This is how you can start to fix that. And it's going to sound simpler than you may think, but with enough repetitions, consistency, and dedicated effort towards this change, that's what will create lasting impact here. Number one, you need to get extremely clear on why you were doing this all in the first place. Then you need to get extremely clear on what exactly do you want next. After you have those two finished, number three is who are you doing this for and why? Those three reasons connected, intertwined, channeling at a different frequency than your base standard that you've been running with recently are going to help propel you to the next step, which is now, okay, we're beginning to align with the identity we desire. Now, what is a consistent, non-negotiable habit, routine, mentality, self-talk, affirmations, you fucking name it, you add it, to the best version of you that shows up every day, regardless of how they feel that morning, and leads by example for others. Number three, it always goes back to treating others the way you wish to be treated yourself. Your self-image is probably one of the most important things you can ever have in life. You need to be confident, but not too cocky. You need to be proud, but not show too much pride. You need to be courageous, but if you're too brave, you might be a very aggressive warrior. But your self-image is just as important with the face that you put up for those strangers in your life. If you're wearing a mask, a shell, the body you built in the gym, the face work you got on your nose and your cheeks, you're essentially covering up a self-image that you aren't very proud of, that you aren't confident in. And that's coming across to other people like, this guy has something to hide. This guy isn't being completely honest. But if you choose to be your most authentic, vulnerable self, and even if you did get external work done and you still choose to be vulnerable and honest and show up as the best version of you, this is the type of consistency that allows you to stand out amongst others and lead the way. Become the conscious leader that your family appreciates once more. Become the conscious leader that your partner respects once more. Become the conscious leader that your clients, it's a no-brainer that you're the one I want to work with, that you're the one I want to go on this journey with. And only by representing that first for an enormous amount of time, but it actually could be quite small as well, depending on how gracefully you enter into this phase. Watch how the universe begins to unfold in front of your eyes in ways that you can't quite describe. Things will start going your way. Things will start falling into your lap. Things will start moving in your favor. And if you stay consistent long enough, you might just change your life in the process. But the best part is not your life being changed. It's the countless hundreds, if not thousands of other people's lives that become changed as a result of your actions. Take it easy, and we'll chat soon.